Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Strategic Command World War 1. And yes, let's get right into it. Not much to talk about, I think. And we, as always, start at the west front line. The front line against France. I don't know how to say it. But this cavalry is basically dead. Let's move them back. I will show you 90 military production points just to repair this cavalry that I don't know if they even did a single damage to the opponent. So what's the point in them? They're basically just here to scout a bit and switch units into the front line. So let's move them back then. I want this, but as long as they have more than 2 units next to this mine, it means that it will lose 1 strength per turn, which means it won't produce anything as soon as it goes down to 0, which will happen because you can see 3 units around here. We cannot do anything against it. Yeah, so cavalry goes back. No brainer. So this infantry needs to go in here, build up an entrenchment again, just to prevent them from advancing further into our territory. Of course, this means that they will very likely be destroyed again, as the previous one, as the previous core was. But yeah, that's the price we'll have to pay, and just to prevent them from advancing further. I think we should destroy this one. I want to prevent them from having 2 units next to this mine. This mine should be able to produce something. Yeah. Antwerpen. They will move the capital to Ypern after this. If we take Antwerpen, but I'm not sure if we can. Let's take a look. Right. Yeah, okay. We have too many units, too few headquarters. I already moved them here, that's not good. But I'm not sure, should we take this? 2-4? 2-4 is a good fight. Good trade. The problem being that we then lack the units to build entrenchments at the front line, which could be very, very bad for us. Has a potential for a disaster. A little disaster. Like, look at one entrenchment here and they still destroyed us. But I would say let's take this one to destroy one of the units as revenge. Revenge what they did to us. I don't know what they did to us, but we still hate the French. You always do. Okay, this one next maybe. This one cannot get down here. This one can get in here. Can move basically this front line up here by 1. We could also destroy this core here. The French, now they are mobilizing too rapidly. It's not really significant, the damage we can do against them. 1 core needs to go down here, definitely. 1 up here. And 1 here somewhere. We don't have the core. We are already having problems here. 1 needs to go down here. This is of course going to be this one. 1 here. Wait a minute, if we send this one down here, then this one here. This one maybe here. Yeah, because these are detachment and marines. So they aren't that significant. Like core here, this is going to be dangerous. I'm kind of more afraid of the British because they're always stronger. But on the other side, the British don't have a headquarters probably. So it could be alright at the moment. And let's stick them in here too. Now the attack is going... Let's wait for a second until we know how this fight will go. Here we have the option to cut off Antwerpen. We could also try to cut them off here, but they will break through here. I have no hope regarding that. Very problematic situation here. Can we... Nah, they're all too far in the back here. No chance of reaching them. Could move them here, attack and move them back, but unlikely that that will succeed. This one can entrench at the front line. I don't want to move them. Those one can force march in here. Everything that we occupy, we can force march them in here. I don't expect big resistance from the armies of Belgium. Cavalry could also move them up here. Offense is always problematic. I don't like it at all. Let's... I think... Okay, let's take this one. Right, wait a minute. We need 2 fortifications. One here, one here. And we have 3 armies. So only one of them can attack. We could also attack with this one. Okay, let's first look. 2-4, perfect. What next? Okay, they all cannot entrench here, so we should attack this one. It should be possible, I think. 2-3, we can get another one in here, maybe one more even. Cavalry is kind of strong here for some reason. Let's try it, and yeah, a worst possible outcome, of course. But it's strategic command. The game always does this. Let's take those one up here. Switch those in here. This one can retreat, this can move in here, and they can move in here. So 2 more attacks, basically. But who can dig a trench after that? Nobody's left anymore. Ha. At the moment, those 2 can dig trenches, and I want to dig a trench here. And maybe we don't have to occupy this province, right? I would like to, though. Of course, this one has to move up here. That's out of the question, I would say. Right? Those can move in here. Then we can force march them. We would have needed something here to occupy this. But yeah. Those could theoretically make another attack. Let's first march this unit back here. Let's march them here. One could theoretically attack. This one will not be able to dig a trench here, but they could dig a trench up here. But if we move them in here, then they won't be able to. 2-3. Alright, that's not that good. What kind of commander is this? A 7. Alright. Let's take it. 3. And they retreated. Okay. So this means we cannot attack anymore. They are too far away. We could move in here. Nah, we cannot move them in here. Problematic, huh. We could theoretically move a unit in here and not attack with it. But this unit will die. I think. This would be a nice front line, right? Only Verdun and the cavalry missing. Yeah, let's take this one here. Build a trench. Could kill the unit, but then our unit would get killed in return. The French have too many units, in my opinion. Cannot make attacks like that. 1 unit for a unit. Not beneficial to us. Okay. Yeah, if you move this one in here and then shift click this one in there, I'm not sure if this works. Maybe, maybe not. Let's try it, we can learn something new, I guess. But we do need a unit in here. Take this here. Is it worth it? Yeah, it would save a unit, basically. Take a look. This one, and then shift click it in here. And perfect, they can build a trench. Very important. Yeah, they will build a trench like this. This unit will need to go up here. And after this, retreat probably, right? Yeah, let's retreat them. Take a look who's under command. Okay, everybody. Let's force march them in here. Or we could have sent them down here, right? No, we did not. Okay, it wasn't possible. Let's force march everybody in here. This one is without a commander. Yeah. Right, we are still missing an army here. Could advance behind Verdun. A certain death sentence. See no benefit in it. Verdun will not fall before we have artillery. Artillery with an upgrade, because I can show you guys. This artillery has no de-entrenchment. 0, because artillery weapons 1 gives plus 0.5, which then means that we have 1. I think. I know that artillery 1 gives the first de-entrenchment. Yeah, but it's only 0.5. I think basic artillery with 0 upgrades has already 0.5, which gets rounded down. But okay. This one entrenched, alright. So this one move up here and this one in here. One can move up here. The cavalry here has no job, nothing to do. Maybe move this one down here. And the other units to the front. The problem being that they have no general assigned to them. At least one of them, this one. Yeah, could turn problematic at some point. Maybe detach this one. We don't need recon bombers to be assigned. Okay, do we have everything taken care of in the west front? West front line. You have trenches towards the main army, but in the back we are vulnerable by the Belgians and the French Marines. It would be a dream to cut them off, but I don't believe that they will just stay here. They will probably advance and try to connect this, and then we have no chance. But if this is cut off, we can basically destroy the Belgians. It give us a bit of money as soon as they capitulate. But not happening, I think. Let's take a look up here. 1-1 against a destroyer. You can also just wait until this harbor goes down. And let's take a look at where they went. Nah. Okay, where did they go? Here? Okay, how bold of you. What do you want there? Okay. Then let's scout here. Ah, that's why they didn't retreat. Those ports were already occupied. Light cruiser, Predator, perfect. No destroyer here. That means we can cut this here off. Those can be sent back. Wait a minute, submarines are always important here. This one down here. This one here. Send the weak ships to the back. 7 and 6. And those ships here can probably go down here. And one more. Yeah, one more. And that means that all our ships are assigned. This one could in theory retreat further down to this harbor. Could be problematic. Ooh, 2-5. Wow. 5 damage. Impressive. In defense, they will not have those stats in defense. I know that. So let's take 2-5, I would say, right? It's the best they're going to do. Yeah, of course 4, of course 3, of course the worst possible outcome. Classic strategic command here. At points it's a bit ridiculous, I would say. Worst possible outcome. Especially your Königsberg army. They are going to suffer soon enough. No point in giving down those attacks here. Let's move them here. Build a trench. In this direction, alright. Move them in here. Arienburg will fall next turn. Yes, we cannot repair them. We can repair this one. Ooh. Do we have good attacks here? 2-3. 2-3 is good, but not perfect, I would say. Especially against cavalry. Cavalry is horrible. But like 2 experience probably makes out a lot. And 2-3 here also means that we lose the elite upgrade. Elite units. They are very expensive. The Russians are swarming here. Surprising this course survived that well. But we don't have the money to repair them. Yes, we have a new general here. Let's put him into auto assist. Which one's the strongest? 4. Alright, this one is the strongest. Detach everything here. And attach the most important ones. Yeah, alright. This one will get shift clicked in there, I think. Or will he? Now let's take this one. This one can retreat to the back. This one will go 70. Do we have a better one? Yeah, this one is better, but the 71 will die, of course. I don't want to move this one. This one is important too. Yeah, alright, let's take this one out. Select this one. Who's this one assigned to? Alright. Do it this way. Okay. Can you... okay, you can take this one. So this cavalry is without a commander. That's not good. No, it's with a commander, but this one isn't. Alright then. This one. Yes. Now we can switch them in. Repair them. It's lower than 70. Okay, I messed up. I miscalculated that. But it's alright, I think. Maybe they will die. They will probably definitely die. But who cares? It's infantry. They're meant to die. Let's switch them in here. This cavalry, I want them out of the front line. Away from the front line. Maybe put them in the back a bit. And this one can go here now. And this cavalry needs to get switched out. There's no place for them. Maybe you can also send them down here to just make sure that the Russians don't go that way. I like this idea. Let's send them down here. Make sure that the Russians understand the message. 7. But let's detach this one, attach this one, turn this way. Perfect. Right. Yeah. So, this way. Everybody assigned. This one is without the general. That's not good. But if we move them here, maybe we can dig a trench. Second line of defense. It's impressive how many units we have. I'm not used to this. Usually I always send all those troops to Serbia. Could explain why I always struggle defending Lemberg. But yeah, those units will die very fast. You have seen, right? This one was entrenched at the front line. I have to admit, bad territory, but still. 2. And the Russians took almost no damage, I think. And this will be even worse at some point. Right, everything here is good. Yeah, then those units here need to move. Perfect, they arrive. then that means that we can send the cavalry to the back, send them around here to scout a bit, maybe give us some options. That means that the corps can go here. Are they assigned? They probably aren't, right? Yeah, almost nobody here is assigned. This one isn't assigned. This one isn't assigned. This one is though. Alright. Interesting. This cavalry can go to the back too now. You have the Marines here. And I like this defensive line. This will hold for some time. It's the Germans. The Germans have superior infantry warfare. So they will be very good against the Russians in the beginning. But we will have to invest heavily into research to not lose this advantage. And yeah, this one is taken care of. Not much else to do. Maybe turn this trench a bit down. This way. Yeah, and Serbia is disappointing. But it's not really disappointing if I didn't expect anything, right? So everything is perfect in Serbia then. So, upgraded this one. Maybe useless. To get a general assigned to that one could also be important. Let's leave the general here though. This one, we are not going to make significant attacks here on Belgrade or anything. Too entrenched, we need artillery. Yes, they stay here. You guys can move down now. You can move here and you can move here. You can keep advancing. The question now is, where do we want to send them? Do we want them down here? The partisans will spawn, I think, in 1915, if you don't have anything down here. We will have infantry spawning here. Let's just move them in here so they can secure the Suez Canal against the British. The British will have... there will be some time before there will be any units spawning here. So we can basically move up to here and then we will be pushed back again. But we basically want the shortest possible front line. It's the easiest to defend. Okay, we moved everything here and here. Yeah, I think that's it then. Maybe moved up here too. So we can now invest into research and diplomacy. So the Austrian Germans still have an open trench warfare. The Germans don't. The Germans now, I want to invest heavily into Bulgaria. It's important that we get them in. They will make it a lot easier with Serbia, although Serbia have significant amounts of income. So, yeah. Okay, let's first start a convoy from Germany to Austria, 10% of our income. But with Bulgaria, the thing is, Serbia has a lot of troops. You can see it here, 12. And they have a lot of income and basically no losses. So they will be building up a lot of troops. They will easily defend this one here. It's the mountains. It's against not major country, Bulgaria, without artillery. So they will be able to hold it. But it basically means that it will be easier to advance. Because we will at some point break their lines and then it's over. But Bulgaria is not doesn't mean that it's won already. But still it's important. Let's buy it then. Bulgaria. Let's hope that I didn't mistake the country name. So, 5 invested Bulgaria, right? Yeah, it's okay. Perfect. Was afraid for a second. Yeah. Some of those countries don't exist anymore, I think, right? Albania exists, Serbia exists too. Montenegro. I think they exist. Or is it Kosovo now? I'm not sure. Half of them don't recognize each other anyways. So, yeah. Infantry weapons. We can only have one in there. Artillery weapons, we are already researching one. Now the question is production technology. Industrial technology, infantry warfare, also important. Command and control can be important, especially on the front line with France. You see that we already have one unit that isn't assigned, but they will all die off eventually. So no problem, I guess. Gas shell production is also important, but we don't have any artillery weapons at the moment, so there's no point in it, I would say. Airship development, we can cancel that, I would say. Each level of airship development improves the resource, attack, naval spotting, and strike range values for all airships. It also increases the chance by 10% that an attack against a resource occupied by a unit will inflict a hit on that defending unit. Yeah, I'm not a fan of airships. Let's cancel it. Get 20% back. Production technology, infantry warfare. That's something that costs 50. We could take 100, the infantry warfare, and a 50. I don't see anything. Could also go through production technology now. Or logistics. Each new level of logistics research reduces operational... Yeah, logistics is important. Let's take infantry warfare and logistics, right? 710. It's an ugly number. Maybe if you get some 40 in here, yeah, it's the airship development of 40 that evens it out. Yeah, we will see. Because it's important that we get as close as possible to the maximum. Because if you have, for example, 1560, then you have basically 40 over, and then there was no point in cancelling airship development because it brings something eventually. As soon as we have airships, they will spawn at some point. Yeah, those two here. But even with technology, airships are kind of trash. Okay. Now with the Austrians. The Austrians could save up for infantry weapons. It's important. Infantry warfare also very important. Or we can invest in Bulgaria already. Investing in Bulgaria with the Austrians usually means that the German chit, or the German diplomat basically, that if you have a success it always reduces the amount of diplomats by 1, but for some reason it always takes the German diplomats, in my experience. So investing with the Austrians means more diplomats, but they stay there, because the Germans always get reduced. Let's do it then, right? Or let's save up. Or let's do it. Save up, do it. I'm not sure. Let's save up. We can do it next turn. Maybe. Yes, the Ottomans have no money and we moved them already. Take a look. Infantry weapons 125, yeah. Trench warfare. Oh, trench warfare can be researched. Let's do it then. Most important one. Alright then. I think that's it with this turn. So we can advance to the next one then. Everybody entrenched, yeah. Then next turn. Wouldn't be checking it always so much. It's a bad habit probably. It's a good habit in the game, but it's wasted a lot of time. Confirm end of turn. The loss of grain from Galicia leads to hunger in Austria-Hungary. Alright. It reduces national morale as far as I know. French mobilization continues. More Siberian units arrive in Moscow, even more Russian units. Josef Pilsudski raises a Polish legion to fight for Austria-Hungary, yes. It will be good to defend with that detachment. Niemand Fatzenders takes charge of Ottoman units. Right, that's the general the Germans financed. Who they spawn right in the front line. Dangerous place. Entente raiders disrupt Norway German convoys. Yeah, we cannot do anything against that. If they blockade us again, yeah, we won't be contesting that stuff. We don't have the naval capacity for it. Yeah, we are sending to Austria now. Those two events, we get something from the Netherlands. And Norway gets plundered, so only 316 income. With industrial technology it will go up again, but it's still not enough for our military war machine basically. Yes, Austria-Hungary gets more income though. Very important. Ottoman Empire collects a bit of taxes. Alright, they will join in 1 or 2 turns. But now it's the AI's turn. So let's take a look. Indian army formations sail for Europe. Yet the British will have the decision to either send them, I think, to the UK or to Egypt or to UK. Finland Foch is provided with a field command. Alright. And naval. Oh, down here triggered. You don't see it, but it's good. So we placed them in a good position, I would say. This was the cavalry that retreated just now, I think. Haha, they take damage. Enemy contact. And die. Perfect. Hit destroyed. Do we get the bonus? Yes, we do get the bonus. One ship is up here. Important to remember. And what's happening now? Nothing. Still thinking. Thinking, fleet moving. Yeah. Should I fought more? You killed all your ships here. Okay. The British. Now they attack here. Ooh, that's a good attack for us. Shit. If the Serbians overrun us, this would be embarrassing. They are so weak, our units. Okay, they attack. Perfect, they take damage. But yeah, they take those 2-0 attacks and hope that they will eventually make some damage there. Lemberg is under attack. Dangerous. But it's good that we secured those corner provinces here. Means that they have only 2 possible options to attack from. Yeah, they heavy damage here. Luckily we are sending some military production points to the Austrians now. They will need them. French attack. Perfect, they are out of action points. So no more attacks. The AI sometimes does this, that they don't focus one unit, but attack multiple ones. Very bad for them. Bad trenches here. Should have placed the units better, I think. Yeah, so what is happening? Oh, there are lifted trains because we didn't cut off the train tracks. So they can just transport units in here without end. It's going to be hard. Yeah, mass units, they... Oh my. That's horrible. But if you cut it off, it's like 1,000 or 2,000 military production points that get trapped in there. But still horrible, because we have no artillery at the moment, so there's no hope for cutting that off. Right, the Russians are advancing, of course. But surprising how few units they have and how horribly entrenched they are. It's going to be heavy losses for them. I'm not sure what they're doing here. Digging trenches, apparently. And they're out of action points and they're still doing something. Very weird. Loss of grain from Galicia leads to hunger in Austria-Hungary. Alright, Prince Wilhelm flees Albania as civil war breaks out. This means that Albania joins Serbia now. Yeah, they're preparing for war. Russian mobilization continues. Yeah, they will soon have dozens of infantry units. Central power... Okay. I didn't click that away. Intent naval units blockade imports to Germany in North Sea, alright. Fear of German raiders upsets trade from the British Empire. From the British Empire? Okay. And the AI's turn is over. Nice. Bogartier light cruiser sunk. Combat losses. The only unit lost is a Russian one in their own turn. Right. They sail for Europe. Sail for Europe. That means it notifies us they won't go to Egypt. They will go for Europe, maybe. The Albanian events. Russian mobilization continues. We are disrupting convoys to Serbia, and they blockade our ports. The trade ships through our ports. Loss of grain from Galicia leads to Hungary. Austria, Hungary. Oh, we get a new submarine. Alright. But I would say that's it with this turn. I will see you then in the next episode, whenever that is going to be. But until then, bye.